Don't you ever look over at people when you're driving a sweet car and they don't look? You're like, how could you not look at this?
I know,
like,
all the time.
Yeah, it's like, what are you looking at? All right, good afternoon, everyone. Thanks for tuning in today. I've been talking about this one for a little while now, but we're finally here in Dana's 2017 Acura NSX Casino White Pearl. So let's just go over the just the specs of the car. So 573 horsepower, 476 foot-pounds of torque, 0 to 60 in about 3 seconds. Top speed's 191 miles per hour, and it's about a 3,800-pound car.
Limited at 191.
Well, right, it is limited. Why was that again? Do you know why?
I'm not sure exactly why, but it could do a lot more.
Yeah. So I haven't even driven it yet. I've just been in the passenger seat with Dana, so we're going to go take it out. We're sitting in Evie mode right now, so it's extremely quiet. We have the carbon fiber interior trim package. We have black Alcantara with a little NSX embroidery. It's not even embroidery, it's like an imprint there. This dark red leather here. It's a beautiful car to be in, and it's actually nice and simple too. You know, when you hop in something like a Porsche, there's like 65 buttons and you need an MIT degree to be able to operate the thing. But this is very simplistic, clean, really excited to drive it. So let's get going.
Hello, and welcome to yet another review by RGBG5. Sit down, put your headphones in, and enjoy the video. Regardless if you like it or not, I expect you to drop a like on it. Thank you.
Play with me, pray with me, play with me, pray with me, play with me, pray with me, for our seeds to grow and harmonize our energies. I lit the sage for you, so hold it to your heart. Let's watch the smoke move, thank God for nature's art. I say a little prayer while you bless the sail, whisper in your ear, I got an idea. Sit down on the floor, I put my back on yours, you put your back on mine. Our heartbeats keeping time. When I feel your breath, you make me feel so blessed. As I am here with you, just run your places too. God, please tell the truth. We're listening to you. What are we meant to do? What are we meant to do? Do. Oh. Play with me, play with me, play with me, play with me, play with me.
So first, let's talk about the technology in this car, because that is really what Acura was shooting for. Acura was not looking to build a car that, 10 years ago or even more now, when they started this project, they were not looking to build a car that was going to be cool at the time. They were looking to build something that was going to be the future of performance. So in 10 years, cars like the M3 that have a ton of heritage behind them, like the NSX does, they're probably going to have electric assist, and Acura wanted to be ahead of the curve there. So in the front of this car, it's a mid-mount. Dana made sure to point that out because I said a rear mount engine earlier and I would get roasted in the comments. So we got that straightened out. But it's 2 electric engines up front. The left wheel has 36 horsepower, the right wheel has 36 horsepower. There's also, each of the rear wheels have...
Just one in the back, actually.
There's one motor that powers both wheels electrically. Okay. And this car also has a full EV mode. And something that was interesting is he took it out to California and got 26 miles per gallon highway in this car, which I just think is extremely impressive. That's not what the electric assist is for in this car. That is for performance. So Dana was pointing out that if I were to just punch it right now, it shows me on the, what does it say, a light pops up?
No, it'll tell you how much assist. There's a meter. It'll tell you how much electric assist is giving or when it's charging.
Nice. Yeah, so it's really for performance, not for efficiency, but you get the benefit of efficiency sometimes. So that's just a really cool feature. The interior of the car is beautiful. It's really well finished. The give on the seats is nice. They're very comfortable. They're not over bolstered. It's really well done. So I'm 6 feet tall. Is the seat all the way back?
It's all the way back.
Okay, so it's all the way back, and I'm in a nice driving position. If I wanted, I could, not quite, but I could almost straighten out my left leg, you know, resting it on the foot panel down there. So it has plenty of room. I think a passenger has a lot of room. Very comfortable.
I'm only 5'9".
Yeah. So plenty of room. Also, it's so wide. I mean, I could sit here and just kind of lounge in this car.
It's super comfortable. My wife and I took it to California, and it was just like driving our TSX, Acura TSX.
Yeah.
Very smooth.
The ride quality is excellent. I mean, we are on a smooth road, but it's not like crazy bumpy. What mode are we in?
We're in Sport Plus mode. It's not the most extreme. It's a track mode that turns off certain traction controls.
Okay, gives you a little more play.
Yeah, it actually lets you drift the car if you want.
Wow. It's very quiet on the inside. It's nice having the engine right behind you. You can hear the intake. You can hear turbos spool up when we had the windows down before. Really pleasant experience in that sense. And then just the balance. I mean, I haven't taken it around a hard turn yet or anything yet, but the balance of cars that have a mid-mount engine is the best. It's the optimum setup. So it's really cool to see this. Now, when I was reading about this car, I saw that, you know, I didn't even think of this, but the original car is about a 3,000 pound car, I think. It was very light. And then the predecessor being a 3,800 pound car, weight wasn't something that they were heavily concerned about. But at the same time, like when I drove your GTR, you look at the number and you're like, oh, it's a heavy car. Then you drive it, and you don't feel the weight. It's just kind of irrelevant at this level of performance. It's impressive that they've engineered it to handle that weight and take it around turns as fast as it can go. So it's kind of an irrelevant thing to complain about.
Gotcha, right here.
Holy shit. Dude. Oh my god.
Yeah, it's pretty quick out of the hole. It's much faster
We
than
are
the GTR was.
well out of the hole.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Because of that electric assist, it really made the GTR feel like a dinosaur.
It does. That sound is amazing.
Yeah, it's cool. None of it's synthesized. It's all real.
No, that is a natural sound. Holy cow.
Shift down, take this little... Oh, the cop there.
Yeah, we're just going slow. We're going slow. We're only doing 53. What's the speed limit? I don't even know. So can I shift up to 9th gear?
You can, but...
I mean, I'm not going to, but...
load on the engine. To 3rd.
You think 3rd? Yeah. Let me get right when I get down over this.
There you go. Got it.
Holy shit. There's no other words for that. That's all I can say.
That's fantastic.
We were doing...
Like stupid number in just a second.
We are in Mexico, just so you all know. Wow. That is effortless delivery.
Yeah. It feels good.
So one thing, I mean, I've watched a lot of reviews on this car. I know you have too. And no one says much about the sound of this car.
Yeah, it's true.
It's amazing.
Yeah,
it's an incredible sound right at the back of your head. And the blow off from the turbos in between shifts.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like...
Yeah, it sounds good. They've done a really good job from factory.
Yeah, this is... I'm really put back by this. I hear the turbo spooling up. Blows off. Oh my goodness. Kind of at a loss for words right now, to be totally honest with all of you. You know, I drive a Focus ST. I've driven a Lamborghini Gallardo, is the only thing that I could think is remotely close to this. I've driven a Ferrari 308, which is, I think that's considered a mid-engine too. But just the technology that's behind this and how effortless the power comes on, oh my goodness. It's really impressive. And it's kind of, you know, you watch all these big-time YouTubers and commercial guys that review these cars all the time, and they're just kind of spoiled, to be honest with you. Like, they're complaining about this car. I don't even know what you would complain about right now. I mean, well, here's one complaint is I think they missed the price point on the car.
From the beginning, it was priced quite high.
I think it's a little too high.
Well,
But
there's two thoughts here, two trains of
yeah, I guess what's yours?
two
What
thought
is yours?
processes here, right? If you look at it and compare it against something that's in similar performance, like
Yeah.
McLaren, yeah, it's priced relatively high. But if you look at all the technology and engineering that went behind this car and the time it took to build what it is today,
It was like 15 years.
Yeah, I don't think it's high. I think it's
Okay.
at what it's reflecting the amount of engineering and power and time that's gone into this car.
Okay, that's fair.
But but again, I didn't buy it.
You got a hell of a deal on it.
Yeah, I didn't want to buy it at that ridiculous price. Then they dropped the prices due to the factory incentives considerably, to the point where it was a no-brainer. Like there's nothing like this for that price.
Yeah, we're not talking like $5,000 off.
Yeah.
I mean, it was a substantial. I mean, it's crazy.
Tens of thousands.
Yes. Some other cool things that I just noticed on the interior. Before you start it up, this has like a heartbeat pulse. The start-stop button does.
Yeah.
There's also these little honeycomb vents that blow air down on your legs or on your knees.
Yeah.
Just a cool, subtle detail. It doesn't look like an air vent, so it's just hidden in there. The feel of the paddle shifts, it's not quite as refined as a Porsche.
Oh,
The Porsche has that rubber.
Oh, they're beautiful.
There's like a rubber bearing. But at the same time, it's more of a sound than a feel. The feel is good. It's just the sound, I guess, is not as refined as a Porsche.
It's a little clicky, but you get used to it early.
Yeah, I mean, it's being very picky. I just don't think that's something you should be focused on when you're in this car. It sits low, but I'm not intimidated by how low it sits. Does that make sense? Like, I'm not like, oh, where's the front of the car? I can kind of, really nice line of sight out of the car.
Yeah.
Nice line of sight out of the back, too.
Yeah, it's good.
For as little as that window is.
That blind spot, though.
Where's the blind spot at?
Pretty bad for a second. There you go. I'm looking all the way down.
Piss out mine. Oh my god. We need to get a racetrack.
Yeah, no. I really need to take this to no-fly zone.
Yeah. Let's get on to the exterior of this car. And this is something that you really need to see the car in person to appreciate. Because in pictures, it just doesn't do it justice. That's especially true when it comes to the front of this car. There's some areas that look like they're just plastic and there's nothing functional about it. Every hole, every slit, every curve on this car is functional, and it's all aiming air to go back to the engine to cool it down or for downforce reasons. I was just thinking the first exotic car that my dad ever pointed out to me was a black NSX.
Really?
When I was young.
That's awesome.
I didn't even know there was such thing as like
A different caliber.
a car. I was like, what do you mean they're special? Like
Yeah.
he's like, it's like probably a $90,000 car. I think at the time it was. I don't know what the MSRP was of the initial one.
Surprised you knew what it was.
You could probably do your top speed on this straight.
Yeah, probably.
Especially from downhill. One of the things I haven't touched much on is the steering response and the handling of this car. So right now I'm just, going around a turn now, but the on-center steering, it has feel to it. Some cars are numb when you're on center. You're kind of like, oh, I don't know where I'm at, but it has for electronic as this is, it feels very natural. It has a perfect weight to it, I think. Are there different modes for the steering response, the rack ratios?
When you change the dynamic mode on the cluster, they'll tell you what's changing: suspension, transmission, steering.
Okay.
So you can see over there. Now
That's cool.
It's gonna numb the steering a bit. If you go here,
Oh yeah.
if you go all the way to the track mode, it will go real sharp steering.
Okay, go ahead and do that.
That's track mode.
All right, so we're in track now.
Yeah. So now just know all your traction controls off, so you can spin out, or you can shift the car. Just be a little careful.
The steering on the car, the weight of it, and when he did put it in the softest mode, it is, it's like it's like driving an S-Class or something.
Yeah, it's very comfortable.
Very comfortable. And now, in this mode, it's just perfect. Every little input you make is reflected into the wheels and into the road. So it's,
Precise.
very precise. It cuts right through and is direct. So I really like that. And the balance of the car, I mean, everything's flat. It's just corners flat. It's really, to be able to get it to a limit where it wasn't, you'd have to be on a racetrack. And even then, I still think it would hold. So we're on a back little B road here. And it's just, the way it handles the ruts and imperfections in the road is, like, we're on a rough road right now. This feels good. the power delivery in this car is what's most impressive to me. That's crazy. That's not even full throttle. To conclude my thoughts on the NSX, here's my best piece of advice is before you go to YouTube and watch all these mainstream reviews on cars like this, before you form an opinion on it, do your best to get in the car and drive the car and experience it for yourself. Because if you'd watch some reviews of the car, they just don't touch on some of the things that you're going to deal with on a daily basis. For example, the exhaust note in the back of your head every second, it sounds incredible. The pure power delivery of the car with the electric assist. I didn't think I was going to like this car as much as I love it right now. I mean, it's very impressive. I like sunglasses. It's extremely impressive. It's just, you know, we get so picky with what these manufacturers do and what's wrong with the car and all this stuff, and I don't think we spend enough time thanking them for, you know, doing the R&D and all the development and building the teams to create this car, you know, a predecessor to the NSX from the 90s. So, I mean, this is a 10 out of 10. This is an incredible car. If you ever get the opportunity, absolutely take advantage of driving it. It's like a spaceship.
I know. It really takes off hard.
Yeah, but yeah, so thank you for letting me again take one of your cars out. It's been amazing. I hope you all appreciate, or I hope you all enjoy this video. I'm doing my best to kind of up the quality when I'm doing reviews like this, but just an absolute joy to drive this car. Thank you all for watching. If you're still with me, drop a like on this video. Subscribe to the channel because it is the finest YouTube automotive channel out there. It just is. So thank you all for watching, and we'll see you next time.
For I cease to grow and harmonize our energies.